Okay, we're going to begin with our review, so you need to turn to page 518 and 519. We're going to be going through our assignment from yesterday, and so just taking, you're going to correct your own paper. The first answer, number 2, is true. The surface area of a prism is measured in square units, so you put that down. Number 4, we talked about two intersecting lines that meet at a right angle, so of course it would look like this, and those are perpendicular lines. The number 6, that's number 4, excuse me. Number 6, the surface area of a prism is the sum of its faces. So surface area for number 6. And then number 8, you had to draw the parallelogram, which you did, and you labeled it 28 millimeters by 30 millimeters for the base. So then we put in our formula. Area is equal to base times height, and so 30 times 28, you did that on your calculator, and you should have gotten 840 millimeters squared. So now let's move on to number 10. Number 10, of course, was a triangle, and so your triangle looks something like this, and it had a base of 30 meters and a height of 16 meters. And so we want to put our formula for area of a triangle, which is area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 of base times height. So since we have that written down, now we just plug in our numbers. So our base was 30 times our height is 16, and then we want half of that. So we take our calculator, and we're going to find out what 30 times 16 is, and we get 480. So this part here is 480, and we want half of that. Now you could multiply that out, of course, and you'd get 480 halves, but you know you get the same thing if you take 480 and you divide that by 2. So if we have 480 divided by 2, you can do it with your calculator, but you know that that is 240, and so 240, we're going to label it area meters squared, so area is equal to 240 meters squared, and your paper needs to look pretty close to that. Again, if you did some work by paper pencil calculations, put it over here so it's out of the way of your formula. Number 12, you had a circle, goes like this, and it had a radius of 3, I believe, centimeters, and we want to find the area of this circle. So area of a circle is equal to pi times radius squared, and the radius in this case is 3, so 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. Pi is 3.14. so now we're going to take our calculator. We know our answer is going to be about 9 times 3 would be about 27, so that's going to be approximately our answer. So pi 3.14 times 9 is equal to 28.26. So 28.26 centimeters squared, and that is our area for our circle in this case. Now we're going to move on to number 14. I'm going to turn the paper over here. Number 14, we had a shape that looked like this. We had a parallelogram, so we're going to draw a picture of a parallelogram here. You should have a parallelogram on your paper, and it said that the area of this parallelogram, the area equaled 68 meters squared. And so we know what that is. And then we said that the base is 4 meters, but we don't know is the height. So our formula is area is equal to base times height. Well, we already know our area, so it's 68, and we know our base is 4, but we don't know our height. So we have to say, okay, well, 4 times what is equal to 68? And another way we can figure that out, of course, is by calculating 68 divided by 4. So we can do that in our calculator. 68 divided by 4, and we get 17, so equals 17. So our base is equal to 17, and it's meters height. Moving on to number 16, we want to find the circumference of this circle. And so we have a circle with a diameter of 5 meters. So diameter of 5 meters. And we want to find the circumference, so circumference is equal to pi times diameter. Since it's equal to pi times diameter, we're going to say, okay, well, 3.14 times the diameter, which is 5. Now, probably going to be about 15, a little bit more than 15, so let's take a look. Let's multiply that. 3.14 times 15, excuse me, times 5, 3.14 times, yikes, 3.14 times 5 in this case. 15.7, that kind of makes sense. So 15.7, and this is circumference, so it's meters. So circumference is equal to 15.7 meters. Number 18 is we're going to find the radius of a circle. So we have, we're going to find the circumference of a circle with a radius of 3 yards. So 3 yards. And so our circumference is equal to pi times diameter. Now if our radius is 3 yards, then our diameter, of course, is going to be 6. Let's double that. And so we multiply that times pi. It's going to be about 18 because 3 times 6 is about 18. A little bit more than that though. So 3.14 times 6 is equal to 18.84. So our circumference is equal to 18.84 yards. And of course we box that in. Alright, now we're going to go to number 20. This was a favorite of some of yours. And I'm going to go to the next page so I have plenty of room to work this out. So number 20, you would have had draw the circle. We have a half a circle, and then we have this rectangle that looks like this. And we're going to label that 16 centimeters, and then we're going to label this 20 centimeters. So in order to figure that out, we want to find the area of this, so the nearest tenth of an inch. So the area to the nearest tenth of an inch. First of all, we need to find the area of the rectangle. So let's do that first. The area of a rectangle is equal to length times width. And we know that that's 16 times 20. And so our calculator, we say, okay, 16 times 20 is equal to 320. So the area of that rectangle is 320 centimeters squared. So that's part of our answer. So we'll kind of like put a little circle around that. We want to find the area of this circle as well. That's half a circle. Well, the area of a circle is equal to pi times radius squared. Now, if we take a look at our circle, it doesn't tell us the radius per se, but we know that the diameter all the way across here is 16. And half of 16 is 8. So if this is all the way across is 16, then of course this side here is going to be 8 centimeters. So our radius is 8 centimeters squared, of course. So 8 times 8 is 64. Times pi, 3.14. So let's calculate that out. So 3.14 times 64 is equal to 200.96. So 200.96, and that is our area of our circle. However, this is only a half a circle. So we're going to divide this by 2. So 200.96 divided by 2 is going to be 100.48. And so that we're going to kind of bubble that in. So now we need to add these two portions together. So we have 320 plus 100.48, and we're going to add that together. Again, if this was like money, it'd be $100.48, but we're going to use this as a decimal number. So we add it together, and added together we have 420.48. Excuse me, so you can see. So the area of this combined figure is 420.48 centimeters squared. And we're going to box it in. Then we're going to go down to number 22, and this one here looked kind of funky, but it wasn't really that much more difficult. We have this square, which is 14 feet sides, and then we have half circle here, a half circle here, half circle, and a half circle. Now we know that the square, the area of a square is equal to, again, length times width, which is 14 times 14. So this is 14 as well, and it's 14 feet. So we say, okay, well, 14 times 14 is equal to 196. So 196 feet squared. That's the area of our square. But now the area of our, we want the area of a circle. Now all these circles have the same dimensions. And really we have 4 half circles. So if we have 4 half circles, that would be 2 full circles. But we want to find out the area of at least one of those circles for right now. So the area of a circle is, again, pi times radius squared. Now the radius of this, then we know that the diameter all the way across that circle is 14. So the radius is halfway, which is 7. And 7 squared is like saying 7 times 7, which is 49. So times, of course, pi. And notice how everything is straight up and down. Everything goes right, kind of flow chart, if you will. So we have 49 times 3.14, which is equal to 153.86. So equals 153.86. Now that's the area of one circle. So 153.86 plus 153.86, if we add that together, plus 153.86, we get 307. Excuse me, that's kind of hard to see. There we go, that's kind of a bad angle there. 307.72. So 307.72, and we're going to add that together with our area of our square. So 196.0, of course, is 72, 13, doing the regrouping thing here. So we have 503.72, this is our area, of course, feet squared is our final answer. 503.72 feet squared. Now moving on to number 24. 24, of course, you probably looked that one up in your yellow folder and you knew that was a cylinder. And 26, you looked that up and you knew that that was a sphere. And 28, we found the surface area and the volume. So surface area is equal to 386 meters squared, and of course the volume is equal to 420 meters cubed. And 30 was 600, surface area is equal to 600 yards squared, and the volume is equal to 1,000 yards squared. Yards cubed, yards cubed. And there's 1 point for this one and 1 point for this one. Same thing on number 30, 1 point for there and 1 point for there. All right. Now you can hang on to your paper for right now and use it to help you with the odd problems. So we're going to be doing the odd problems on this page now.